Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to do a new series today. This is the second installment of the new series that I started for Sunday. I'm still not sure the exact name I'm going to give it, but it's going to be Sunday series for sure. And we will talk a lot about marketing the jewelry that we're finding at the Goodwills, at thrift stores, garage sales, and such. So I want to welcome you to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, we do a lot of jewelry talk, but we also do hauls on other things. So this is just going to be about jewelry on Sundays. And we usually come and you can usually find jewelry jars being unjarred, unboxings, hauls, and that kind of thing. So I'm going to bring you a snippet of that today. I want to do that on Sunday, kind of bring you what I found from the counter. But then I want to dedicate the rest of the show to how to market it, because the fun is always in hunting for that jewelry. It's just a insatiable appetite to keep finding those things. So we happen to wind up with hoards, and you can only, sometimes you don't even know where you leave the jewelry. It's so easy to just misplace things when we have so much of it. So I think it's a wonderful idea to share our jewelry by putting it to the market and making some money in the process. So last time we left off talking about necklaces, and I showed you a few ways that that I think we can sell them. I'm going to go a little bit into that as well, show you how I use props and so forth on the necklaces. I also want to go into the brooches if I could, if we have enough time, because I do want you to leave all of your requests in the comments below. You can put them in the chat as well, but it's very easy for me to just go back to this video and read the comment section, and that way I have your questions at hand. And I am addressing one of the questions from last week, which was about keywords and that kind of thing for statement necklaces. So we're going to get into that as well. And hopefully we will culminate with what I'm going to do next week. All right, so let's open up the chat and see who joined us real quick. Okay, I didn't want to echo, so I hope there wasn't too much dead air there. Jude is here, Jennifer, Picky Chick, Bad Kitty, and who else? This and that. Kathleen, thank you so much for being here. Lizzie Rivas, 7 Bell 96. Debs, thank you for being here, Deb. Debbie, Juanita is here. Leslie, Yvonne, Jennifer, I think I said her name. So, and Evil Eve 0921. I love that name. I'm going to open the show with a little haul that I got from the counter at the Goodwill. That's what I want to try to open the show with all the time, because I usually do find some really nice things. I found this one. These are real nickels, and I've seen this kind of bracelet with pennies, but I've never seen the nickels. And the nickels reminded me of that old, or the adage, slow, what is it? Fast dime, slow nickel, which is kind of a marketing strategy, right? That a lot of people talk about in pricing or jewelry. And I really don't like to think of myself as, the fast dime or the slow nickel. I just like to think about marketing the jewelry in its best light. And hearkening feelings, we talked about that before. So I got this for about $3, I think it was. No, it was a lot more than that, guys. It was about $8. It was about $8, but I really, really liked it. They are real nickels, and it looks so pretty. They might even be silver nickels. Didn't they make some of the coins out of silver? I'm not sure. I didn't check the dates or anything. But I think it's cool, and I've always loved coin jewelry. Super cute. Okay, then I got this one. This one I did get for about $3. And let me put this on this little frame here. This is super cute, and I keep finding these, I think they're called wedding jewelry, Asian wedding jewelry, Bollywood is some of the keywords that come to mind. And several of my subscribers have told me that the costume pieces, and I've even seen some videos on them on YouTube, the costume pieces of this type of jewelry is expensive. And I just haven't had a chance to list all of that I want to. I'm going to try to do bracelets next week. I did list all of the necklaces. Remember, we talked about challenging yourself. Last week, we talked about challenging yourself to do one item. Well, I took pictures of about, I would say, 15 necklaces from one of the drawers. And I listed it on 2 platforms. So they're all listed. Haven't sold one yet, but I did generate a couple of other sales. Because as you know, the more you feed the beast, the more attention that your stores get. These are actually crystals, guys. The clear ones are crystal, and they're open in the back. Super, super pretty. And it's kind of a simple one, really. It's not as elaborate as some that I've seen. And then it has some stations as well along the sides, and it's actually a double chain. So this was really nice for $3 at the Goodwill. I really like that. Okay, then I love these magnetic bracelets. I don't know if this is all 3 pieces. They're, I guess it was $3. And it's got them all braided. It is hallmarked in several places, so I haven't studied all the hallmarks. It might be one of those Sergio of California, and it looks really pretty on. And this one also has magnets inside. So it's very much one of those therapeutic kind of bracelets. It's really pretty. Hey, Vanessa, I'm glad you're here. Donna, how are you? Hey, Carol, how are you? So I really love this. Really pretty. Nice, and I think it's the 3 metals there. I think it's copper. Some of them, sometimes they are sterling. So like I said, I haven't checked all the hallmarks. I know the Sergio of California is usually not sterling. It's usually bronze and copper and whatnot. But I really like the intricate design of this one. And for that price, I couldn't leave it. It was about $3. And I had actually found a cameo the day before, guys. And then I got so excited with the bags that I left the cameo behind because they held it for me in the back of the counter. And it was a genuine cameo necklace. And of course, I went back the next day and it was gone. But that's what happens. Okay, these are super cute. These are no mark. No maker's mark, but who needs a maker's mark when you have all of that color in there? They are prong set rhinestones, and that was only about $2. I think they were marked 4. Aren't those gorgeous? Deep purple clip-on earrings. They're just clip-ons. I really, really love those. So I got these, and look at that one in the middle, guys. It's got like a starburst setting. I hope you can see the big stone there. It's got like a starburst setting, so it offers like an illusion setting to it. That's one key word we can throw out today, the illusion setting. You know how when you were young, and I don't know, in my day, they used to give, your boyfriend would give you a promise ring. They called them promise rings, right? And they had all of this silver with diamond cuts around it and everything. And it had a teeny tiny little diamond chip on it. And it made it look like the diamond was bigger. That's called an illusion setting. Excuse me. Okay, then what else did I get? I wanted to show you these because I hadn't showed you these in a while. Or maybe I had showed you this one come out of one of the jars. These are the mesh, and they're gorgeous, and they're not very hard to sell. They sell pretty quickly. I think Elizabeth actually found a small one that was so cute, but this is like your standard cowl. I guess I would probably term this a cowl, mesh cowl necklace. But yeah, it's gorgeous in gold. It's still very popular, very 70s looking. I actually had a cousin who had a blouse made out of this. She borrowed my Whitney Davis little handbag to go with it for a special occasion, but she had the entire halter. It was a halter top made out of mesh. So beautiful. But anyway, I got this one and I loved it. But then just the other day, they had this one in the counter, and this is the Whitney Davis. Let me put it on this. This is the Whitney Davis, and I love when I get the Whitney Davis and then compare it to the other, because it is heavier. It is a lot better made. It's actually amazing. I don't think this little collar is going to do it justice, but we will try. But yeah, this is the Whiting & Davis, and it weighs probably twice what the other one weighs. The other one has no maker or anything. It's nice, really, very pretty. But Whiting & Davis is known for their mesh. So gosh, I was excited to get that. And I recognized the little hang tag at the back. It's kind of a diamond shape, and then and they may have changed a little bit. Okay, it's written on the back of it. It's like a little diamond teardrop, and then it says Whiting & Davis. So if you ever are in doubt of whether it's a Whiting & Davis and maybe the tag came off, just look at the quality. It's just like I don't know, there's something about the mesh that's a lot more closely woven, and it's heavy, and it's just heavier than the other one. But what did I pay for this one? I don't think it was very much, guys. I think I took the tag off of it. I think it was probably $5. I think it was $8, and then with my discount, I got it for $5. But look how beautiful that is. Oh, I love it. So cute. Yeah, it looks fabulous against the skin. You would wear this with an evening gown. You could wear it with jeans if you wanted to, but you know, it's just, like I said, low cut dress. You need nothing else but that. So that was really, really cute. Okay, then I wanted to address the things we were talking about last week, which was, remember we talked about whether or not things still sell, and people, hey, Elizabeth, how are you? And people get a little perplexed about, do IDs still sell? Does this still sell? Well, they do if you market it right. But not only that, everything is retro these days. I made some marks in here on the catalog that I was looking at when I picked up the Tiffany catalog the other day, because I love to look at things the way professionals do them. And I was talking about how, yes, you can put your jewelry in a light box and it'll look great, but what does it convey? Does it really capture that feeling that somebody needs to make that buy? And it probably does not by itself. I was walking through the mall the other day, and as I walked in, there was a big poster. Well, actually the whole corridor is like plastered, not with a certain store in mind, but just with items in mind. So they had, you know, the trench coat with a belt, and they had some shoes, and then I noticed they had some jewelry, and they had these little tiny posts that were diamonds with kind of a bezel accent. And they didn't have them starkly in a white background. They actually had them in sort of a linen, kind of like a placemat, and the linen placemat was like curled, and then the earrings were just set there. And they were set against that simple background, neutral background, but it wasn't a stark white background. And if you'll recall the days of Etsy, guys, almost everything was in beige. As a matter of fact, when I first started Etsy, I had a Twitter account, and I remember one little quip that I saw about Etsy, and it said, Etsy is a flea market in beige, because almost everything was in beige. So I'm not saying do that, but it's still not stark white. It's still kind of a feeling to the way they market things. And that's what they're doing here with Tiffany as well. They start with a beautiful picture of the, you know, of the ostentatious beauty that is Tiffany with their blue diamonds and perfect diamonds and all of that. Yes. But then they go into the up close and personal pictures here, where they show people making bread, and they show the rings. All of the rings, all of the jewelry is worn. They show people wearing the jewelry. They show it on their hands. So don't neglect to put things on your hands. If you have the luxury of having a person that will do that for you, or yourself, take a picture of yourself wearing that ring or wearing that statement piece. Look at here. Look at this. The ID bracelet. It's a new item at Tiffany. So do you doubt that ID bracelets sell? Can you doubt it now? You can't. They actually have it there. It's all part of their heirloom. It says, make your mark with the message engraved by Tiffany, the modern heirloom reconsidered. reconsidered. So that's why people are, you know, they may not all want to walk into Tiffany's, but they want that kind of a Signet ring, the ID bracelet. Then what else does it say here? Oh, here it is again. 2 ID bracelets worn by this couple here. They're not showing it to you in a stark white box. They may in another picture, but they're showing you the feeling there. The feeling of an heirloom, of something that you can pass on, you know, a special occasion. And it says here, that's what heirlooms are made of, the marks of use and love, inscriptions of wear, reminders that we were in the world together. And then they show things like a coffee cup and a beautiful piece of jewelry next to it. Again, they're just trying to convey feelings. So that's what I'm saying. And then here, this is an iconic blue box. Of course, it's Tiffany's iconic blue box there with the ring, if you can see that. But a black velvet box with a ring in it really, really makes the buyer say, wow, that's special. That looks really nice. So take pictures like that, guys. Take pictures of your items in boxes, on things of that sort. Look how gorgeous this is. When I posted this with that very pretty Danish piece, I got so many likes on Instagram that it prompted me to go look to see what the value of this, not this one, because I sold mine for, it was just it was like a 1960s very abstract design made of bronze. And I used this prop and look how special it makes it look. And then when I got all those likes, I was like, I need to go research this. I think it's special. And sure enough, it was a very, very expensive piece. But this makes it look really expensive too. Where is this from? I don't know. I can't even read it anymore. But I think it looks extra special on a little prop like that. This is Jubilee. I think it's Jubilee J or something like that. But I think it just looks extra, extra special on your prop that way. Use these little trinket boxes that we pick up all the time. You know, don't just do this picture. Of course not. People want to know the length. They want to know what it looks like on. But as one of your pictures, you know, make it look like, wow, look at that treasure. Look how pretty that is. I used to do this on Etsy all the time, especially if I did a lot. And then I would throw all of the little earrings or the rhinestone pieces that I was putting, I put them in a little treasure chest. It's an absolute tool for marketing, yes, because you get a lot of feedback. You get immediate feedback. You get questions. I have gotten offers to buy things that I post, or they go check out my store and they tell me, you know, I saw it on Instagram and whatnot. But I think, to me, it's not so much that I'm going to sell it on Instagram. It's that I'm getting feedback. I'm getting people say, that's amazing. I love that. Or, you know, what is that? Do you think it's marcasite or whatnot? But again, we're just talking about how to convey a feeling of value. It doesn't have to be Tiffany's. It doesn't have to be in a blue box for it to be of value. I also love using things like these old vanity mirrors to place things. Again, we don't want to take the attention away from the piece itself. You don't want to make it too busy, but, you know, putting something like a little rhinestone bracelet there like that really makes it pretty. I also noticed that in the catalog, we're always fussing and wondering, oh, don't get any shadows. Oh, the shadows of the jewelry. They actually have 2 or 3 photos in there where you can see the shadow of the jewelry, and it even makes it look more powerful, more iconic, because it's like it casts a shadow. I don't know, but it's just gorgeous. The back of the mirror as well would be great for that. So I think that's really important. Now, I did want to get into brooches, so I'm going to show you some. Oh, no, I'm going to show you something else real quick about the necklaces, the statement necklaces. And hopefully we'll have time to get into the brooches. But I have this velvet dress that I had bought to sell. And sometimes these dresses, guys, serve as just props because it's such a rich velvet. that I'll put it on my, oh, I dropped one of them. I'll put it on my mannequin, or I'll just hang it on here. I'll figure out a way to show how pretty this necklace is against a dress. I will stage it. This is what you call staging. Now, you don't have to take the entire dress. Of course not. You won't be able to photograph that, but you can take a quick up-close picture of it against velvet like this. You can say, look at this. This is going to make your outfit. And this is something that came out of a jewelry jar. And when you do this, you don't need to sell it for $12. You can put $45, $50 on there because you've already valued it. You've already given it the market value. You know, and that's what you're trying to do, is market your things. And I pick up things like this all the time because I love the fabric. I can use it as a background. I can use it against the jewelry to set it off. Then I had this one here. I think I probably tangled it now. This is so pretty too. Yeah, this one right here. These have always troubled me, those long necklaces, but then I started using the props like that, or I'll roll them around, you know, twist them like this and then take the picture of it like that. But I realized that hanging them against, like I said, a dress, and I do have the little, just the little torsos, really set them off too. So you can see how pretty it looks on a dress. You know, I think it was Jobs over at Apple who said, you need to tell the market what they want. They don't, what they need. They don't know what they need. You tell them what they need. And that's the whole point of marketing. You tell them what they need. You tell them how to wear it. You tell them how to look best. Or, you know, the idea is the versatility of it. And then this one too, I just got this pretty lady the other day for $10, and she was actually missing the bottom. She's supposed to be standing somewhere. I put this really pretty willowy blouse on her only because she's full of like newspaper print. So I want to have a neutral background, and I want people to see how these cords are worn, because many people are troubled and they're not sure how they're worn, but they're twisted around the neck twice here, and then they drape here, and we have that neutral background again that we're talking about. We're not fighting with the jewelry. We're just enhancing it. We're complementing it. And all of these pictures, they don't have to be your top picture, no, but you can put it further in your listing. And that way people can see, oh, that's really pretty. I didn't know you could wear that like that. Or look how gorgeous that looks with how it sets off this plain blouse and you've made an outfit. So that's really nice. Okay, another thing I like to use for propping, instead of just using your plain things like this, which I do as well. I always show the close-up. I show all of that. But I'll drape a pretty little Gucci-looking scarf around it. I may not put the jewelry on top of it because it may fight with it, but I'll put it next to it. I'll put this in the background, and then I'll put, let's say, the statement piece next to it on a neutral background. But this is in the back. This is like part of your accessories. We're connoting some value, some iconic looks, iconic colors. This to me screams Gucci because of the red and green. It's actually Italian and silk as well. So I love to just strewn that around. Or, you know how you're always fighting if you don't have that white light box, which I actually don't have, but you don't want the sofa to come out or whatnot. So I will get, this is just a lid to one of my jewelry boxes. I'll get this in the background. I'll have my necklace there. I'll have my necklace in the front, and we've got an iconic picture. And it doesn't have to be right next to it. But all of these things you have at hand. You have them right there at hand. So you don't have to go and buy everything at Michael's. You can have the things right here and there, you know? You just have to think to yourself, how do others do it? When you go to a store, guys, when you walk into Macy's, do you see everything in a corner strewn? No, you see it all in vignettes. You see stories. You go into the junior department, you hear the music, all of that. They have beautiful mannequins and all kinds of poses and modern poses and so forth. They're trying to draw you in. So we need to draw that customer in too. And yes, the white light box and the jewelry floating in the air is beautiful. We all want to see every aspect of that ring, but we also want our buyer to buy it, our potential buyer to hit that buy button. And the only way to do that, again, is to let them know what they need. They don't know what they need. You have to tell them. You have to show them. And we don't have the luxury of a department store where you can come in and you've got the ambiance with the music and you can touch it and you can try it on and you can see how it looks against your skin. They have to make that split-second decision. They're going to buy yours, or they're going to keep looking, or are they going to say, well, I really should go try it on at the mall. That's the whole point. Now let's look at brooches. Excuse me for drinking water, but this dry weather really makes me thirsty. Okay, so the brooches, of course, I put them on a background like I showed you, one of these little clip-on frames or whatever. But I love to put them on the blazer themselves and take a really nice crop photo of the blazer with that. See, it's a nice tweedy. This is a Trina Turk blazer. I love it. It's a nice tweedy color and texture and everything. And then I have that beautiful brooch right there, kind of a scepter looking brooch. And it sets it off. And people can see that. It's not just a brooch floating in the air. It's a brooch that's going to make a statement, right? But I can also, if I'm going to do a lot, I can do a little vignette here. So that's why I added these. Coordinated. One of these is, actually, they're all sterling. All of these are sterling. And I'll add all three to this little vignette. I think this one has, okay, there it goes. So that's a good way to put a lot together as well. You have all three brooches there. You guys see that? I didn't quite clip the other one correctly. This one there. But I've shown how you can wear these in the picture. In the picture. And then, yeah, we've found some beautiful military style brooches. Yeah, this is a severe Ralph Lauren tweed. But look how I made it playful. And I can do one at a time. I can put this actually has a dragon. I didn't realize it's a dragon in there. Added a butterfly and some flowers. And we made it fun. I can do one at a time. But I'm showing you not only how it looks by scale. Please don't throw a quarter up there to give me scale. Not everybody knows what a quarter feels like or looks like. We are selling internationally as well. And sometimes the quarter looks the size of a $50. It's not going to tell me. But if you put it on a blazer, if you hold it in your hand, put it on the ruler, you have scale. You have style. You have shown your buyer how great these brooches look. Okay. And then I think I had a final way here. Let me get the blouse. And this one was prompted by the girls that I work with at work, a lot of young teachers that I work with. And I've noticed they're taking to wearing their brooches with blouses. So I have a little rose sterling brooch there on a little seersucker blouse. And I would take a picture of that too. So you can see how cute that looks. Isn't that fabulous? And this is the young set. This is who we want to market to, whoever is buying today. Yes, that brooch is 50 years old, but look how gorgeous it looks on just a seersucker button down. It's today, it's now, while still having that old world retro heirloom quality that we all want. Here's another cute prop I love. I love this one for pearls. It's just a little regali handbag that I thrifted a while back. But if I put some pearls over it, who do you think of? You think of Chanel. Thank you so much for that super chat, Carol. I really appreciate it. Who do you think of? You're thinking Chanel. You're thinking quality. And you don't have to take a picture of the purse. Come up close and just get the quilted. Crop it up real close, and you've already gotten an idea. Oh, look how cute that is. You know what I'm saying? That's back to jobs. You tell your customer what they need. They don't know what they need. They just want to buy. They love shopping. Don't we all love shopping? So that's really, really important about how you market those brooches. I think that's really important to understand that you have all kinds of buyers. You know, this is why when I first started doing Poshmark, on the day they opened their doors, a lot of people were scoffing about, they model. Why do they have to model? Why do they want me to model? I'm not going to model it. That's what they want to see. They want to see how the outfit looks. They want to see how the jewelry looks. I'm not saying you have to, but if you can, I try to bribe my daughter as much as I can to model things for me because she has beautiful little hands and all of that. If you can, do it. But that's why the market in other sites like Depop are growing, because those girls are trying them on and everybody says, oh, they're just a bunch of, you know, freaks trying to just get a free girly show or something. No, they're not. They're little girls or young women that want to see what it looks like. It's not outlandish. It's not an outlandish request. So if you can't model, at least get the shirt, get the dress, drape it on there. Get yourself a little torso like this that will really show off your jewelry and make it a lot more tactile, kind of a virtual tactile sensation, which is what the department stores offer, which is what we cannot offer, but we can get as close as possible. Again, you're emulating the professionals. Get yourself a catalog. Get magazines whenever you can. Go to Half Price Books and get those Vogue magazines and look at what they do. They don't put things in a white box. They really don't. You want to get the close-up? Of course you do. You want to get the hallmark, but think marketing, think feelings, think advertising. It's all psychological. We know that. All right, guys, I'm going to cut the show off. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back next week. We're going to do another series in this Sunday series sales. I'm not sure yet about the title that I want to come up with, but you get the gist. We're going to talk about selling your items, the best way to put them, how to do it. All right. And of course, keywords are important. I don't want to talk about that today. I do have other videos, guys, from a couple of years ago where I talked about selling on Posh and all that. I'll try to put that in a playlist because keywords are overplayed. I have to say it. They really are. How many people really go in there and say gold chain, double link, pearl? You know, they don't. We do because we hope it comes up, right? But a picture really is worth 1,000 keywords. So I'm going to leave you with that. I want to thank you so much for being here. Come back and see me again. I will do the rest of that thrift haul. So if you're new to the channel, guys, please hit the thumbs up. I do thrift hauls. I'm an avid thrifter. I don't just do jewelry. I actually have a handbag haul too coming up. So stay tuned for that. But you'll get notifications if you hit the bell every time I put up a new video or every time I go live. And I hope I see you back really soon. Thank you again. I appreciate everything that you guys do. And I appreciate your support very much.